Hi, I'm Dave Johnson, a counselor with the Employee Assistance Program here and at Parkview Health, and I'm with my good friend John Swanson, who's a chaplain here. And we're having this conversation, and today, John, I kind of wanted us, because of our various roles, to talk about hope and what that maybe looks like or sounds like or feels like from a chaplain's perspective. I have a poem to kind of get us started, and it's from Emily Dickinson. And it goes like this. It says, "Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all." Some of the work that we both do is with us being vessels of hope. What does that look like, sound like, or feel like to you?
We use it in the sense of wish. I hope that this happens, as in I wish that this happens. I hope this doesn't happen. I hope this turns out well. And in that, we're talking about a wish, a dream, a tentativeness. And what Dickinson was talking about, it's speaking of a hope that is something tangible, though not exactly touchable. A certainty about something in the future that we may not be feeling now, but is still there. So when we talk about having our hope in something, that allows us to trust in something that helps us get through the situation that we're in the middle of now. But I think that's a shift that's a helpful thing for thinking about hope. How do we help people have something that they can hope in more than hope for?
I know when I'm in the presence of someone who's able to be present for pain and suffering or uncertainty or confusion or loss. And simply their presence is an anchor. So I see hope sometimes as a person, as a voice, as hands. And it gets lost in their essence because it's hard to say, well, if you just say this or do that, then you'll give hope. And I don't think it's that easy. I think it's about being still and being present to someone's pain, and then knowing what to say or not say, and just being still, perhaps, with what is taking place.
We can talk about the idea of losing hope. And when I think about losing hope, I think about a time when there was hide and seek going on at our house. And my wife spent a very long time looking for our daughter, whose name is Hope. And so in that case, Nancy was looking for hope forever because she couldn't find hope. And it turned out that Hope was at that point having an incredible capacity for a 3-year-old to be silent in her closet. I think that when we're talking about placing our hope in someone or something, just because at the moment we don't feel that doesn't mean that its existence has ceased. Which means that when our feelings come back or when our awareness comes back, that's still there. Just because in a moment I can't see you doesn't mean your affection has disappeared.
I'm sure you've seen, as I have seen, stuff that makes me question how can I be hopeful in this situation? How do you take care of yourself, John, and how do you maintain your voice of hope for sometimes the hopeless?
So we end up with practices, we end up with things that we expect of people that are this wide. So you got to do this, and you got to believe this, and you got to act on this, and you got to act this way, and you got to do this, and you got to do this. And if you do all of these, then you'll be fine. And if you don't do all of these, the truth is their grounding is only about this deep. It's just really tough. And so my hope doesn't depend on there not being stupid stuff in the world.
I think hope is connected with presence. When I look into your eyes, I know that you're present to me in this moment, and I know that that's how you bring hope to the people you serve here at Parkview. The mindful muscle helps me to make sure that I stay present. And so that's why I hold on to that coffee to remind me to not squirrel, go somewhere other than in this moment. Because there's so many demands for our time and attention, and yet hope is stable.
Now, how do you see hope helping?
I never want to give false hope, but I also believe being with people, going the ride with them, so to speak, there's ambiguity, there's uncertainty, there's confusion. But we do have a sense that the arc is towards goodness. I can feed anxiety and fear, or I can go for hope. And so for me, it's setting that intention and recognizing that it's bigger than me, but it is physical. I've seen the physical stuff work. It is emotional, and I think God's all over it.
A lack of hope can affect us physiologically. The placebo kind of thing, offering hope, but so there can be the physiological implications. An absence of hope can wreck us relationally. An absence of hope can wreck us emotionally. An absence of hope can wreck us spiritually, such that there can be a giving up in every part. But also what strikes me is that if our hope is in what we can do physically, given the nature of what it means to be human, which is to be born and at some point to die, we almost have a guarantee that depending on our physical abilities as our hope is going to run out. So the more we can help each other move away from that as our anchor for our hope toward other kinds of things, the more helpful we may be able to be. And maybe that's what you and I, what counsel and therapy and chaplaincy offer, is other places to find hope other than in bodies that are falling apart.
Well said, my friend.